of the grand final. Let's check out the center bet odds. It's the Taipans, like you said, Shane. Favorites coming into this game at $1.85.
A little travel to start things off by Thomas Abercrombie out on the wing, shuffling the feet before he puts the ball to the ground. And Hammer, first 5 minutes of this game critical for the Cairns Taipans, just so they get the feel of the game and realise that they can actually compete with this New Zealand Breakers team.
I was surprised in game one that Cairns did not be more aggressive in the transition. They did such a good job against Townsville, and they didn't bring it to New Zealand.
Ayinde Ubaka gets into the lane and gets a finish. Cairns on the board first, 2-0.
I like the extended defence. They double team at Paul Hanare, get the ball out of their point guard's hands and try and be disruptive.
Ubaka in the open court. Gets it to Dorsey. Feed down low. Low catch for Alex Loughton. Can they get him going early? He throws up a left-handed brick. Not the start they were hoping for, but they're still up 2-0.
Well, New Zealand need to come and double that because there is no way Loughton is looking to pass the ball. First, second or third option is to score.
It's certainly not early on in the game.
Hanare with a wide open look at the three-point line. He misses.
And you saw why he was wide open when you saw that shooting technique. But getting back to Alex Loughton, 0 of 6 in game one. First time ever in his NBL career he hasn't registered a point in the game.
Ubaka with the offensive rebound, but he pushed to get it. But good signs for Cairns as the Ayinde Ubaka is into the paint. 2 possessions in a row. We'll have another look.
You're dead right, Steve. And just the mere fact that he goes in there and is able to score that first time down, he got in there and scored that time again. Just missed the little chip shot.
Pass goes astray. Abercrombie felt like he was held.
New Zealand have identified the mismatch that they've got with Abercrombie with Crosswhite on him. They need to do a good job of using Kirk Penny as a bit of a decoy and being able to isolate Abercrombie.
Dorsey gets it to Ubaka. Back to Dorsey, a long three. Ron Dorsey with a bomb who struggled outside the three-point line. But he's in the flow early, 5-0 Cairns.
That was big.
Kirk Penny with a quick catch and shoot. Alex Loughton's pushed in the back by Gary Wilkinson, who scored 15 points in 15 minutes in game one, mostly because he was in foul trouble.
And this is the start Cairns needed. They didn't need to get behind because they would have started doubting themselves a little bit, particularly after that first game. Demoralising effort. They've come out, they've got the crowd involved, and they should be confident.
Loughton finds Cross. Good patient offense.
And that mismatch you talk about with the Cairns Taipans, it's also the same down the other end with Abercrombie trying to guard the 6'10", 6'11" in Crosswhite. He makes the most of it on that one and tucks it in with the one hand.
Abercrombie. Too quick. Here he goes. He's fouled heavily by Ian Crosswhite. He might want to see if he can hit a jumper first before he gets on him that tight.
This year, Steve, Thomas Abercrombie has been much, much better if we take a look at Crosswhite tucking it in down the other end. And there it is, just the lateral movement. Oh, there's no doubt about that foul whatsoever. Both Crosswhite, he gets one whack in. And Abercrombie goes to the line to shoot a couple. But he has gotten a lot better. We saw in game one, splash a couple of threes.
I mean, there are some games when you don't shoot the ball well, but if he gets on him tight, he'll go around him every single time. I mean, if you're guarding somebody that's a blur, I don't care if he shoots the ball great, I'm gonna make him hit a couple.
Well, I agree with you, Steve, particularly when you've got CJ Bruton and Kirk Penny on the other wings. You don't want those guys to get the ball. You would rather Abercrombie be spraying it up from 3 and taking your chances.
Abercrombie was 3 of 8 in game one, but they've made the change already. I would say this is more for defensive purposes. They're bringing Mika Vakona back into the game for the first time, replacing Abercrombie, and Daniel Dillon snakes his way to the basket.
And that's what he did in game 3 against Townsville. Hanare goes upstairs. That's no good. Ubaka can't pull down the board. Well, Cairns have a 3-point basket from Ron Dorsey, but everything else has been in the paint. Kirk Penny knocked out of bounds. He sold that one, didn't he?
Yeah, and he did a good job, though. He moved so well without the ball. You see that Daniel Dillon went on the inside of that pick, so Kirk Penny flares back, and then he just gets the momentum.
Well, I like this change, having Daniel Dillon chasing around Kirk Penny, because he's going to already showing that determined effort just to keep the ball out of his hands. In game one, they had a look at Ron Dorsey for an extended period of time, and although he's got that size advantage, he doesn't have that same determination to fight through those screens.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Paulinari's got to get busy. Gets it to the right man. Kirk Penny looked like he pushed off.
Looked like it. He did. He threw a chicken wing right up at him.
Dillon again gets to the rim. Can't get the finish. That'll go the other way. Good aggressive drive by Daniel Dillon.
And you know, I like that also because it's forcing Kirk Penny to play some defense. If all he has to do is play on the offense and he can get a spell on the defensive end, he becomes a lot tougher to guard.
Bacona. And that's 2 on Ian Crosswhite.
See, and that's their 4th team foul for the Cairns Taipans. Crosswhite doesn't need to be up there with his hands in, trying to slap. Now they have to really be able to pull back, as you see that sort of pressure up on Mika Bacona. Not smart.
Have a look at the field goal percentage. The Taipans white hot at the moment, 57%. Breakers only shooting it at 20.
The other thing you see now is with the foul trouble that Cairns have, Kirk Penny will find a way, and CJ Bruton find a way to get to the line. They draw the fouls.
CJ trying to draw the foul. Here comes Kirk Penny. Tough shot. That's an air ball. Good D by Cairns. They get the stop. Ubaka. Little pick and pop with Loughton. Catch and shoot for the threes. No good. Dorsey has it ripped away from behind by Hanari. Penny into Gary Wilkinson. Too big on that mismatch with Ayinde Ubaka when they had to switch.
That's just getting caught up in the transition when the breakers push the ball down the floor so quickly. Sometimes you're going to create those mismatches, and good recognition by the breakers to identify that early in the offense.
Rijkaard, who's been giving him some good mileage off the bench, as well as Jones in the second half. Jones, tough shot over Kirk Penny's no good. Momentum swinging back to New Zealand. Bruton will slow it down with Hanari. Kirk Penny misses the lay-in after he did all the good work. Ubaka gets it into Dusty Rijkaard, the smaller CJ Bruton on his back. They feed Loughton, and that'll be unsportsmanlike.
What?
2 in possession.
It's an expensive one, but adjudicated that it was a little bit rough and not making any attempt for the basketball. Have a look at the replay there. Gary Wilkinson went on that double team because he saw the mismatch. You see he's filling in that lane there, leaves his man. CJ Bruton, although he's only 6 foot, he's got that strong, low post defensive will that he probably could have guarded him for a period there and probably didn't need to rush him for the double team.
Timeout on the floor. This timeout's brought to you by iiNet, the official sponsor of the NBL. New Zealand wanted that to be called the same way that Ian Crosswhite's heavy foul was the other way. That's what Paulinari was complaining about to Michael Aylen.
Make sure we keep screening, we're rushing a little bit, trying to run past people. Keep going and setting screens. On shakes up, you've got to set a good screen and go from there. On turnouts, post spin, keep setting and opening up to the basket. All right, keep opening up. They're being attracted to that. That's been open. All right, continue to do that. And if it's a text down, make sure this guy's pulling out to give this guy somewhere to go. Okay? Defensively, that up screen's got it. They ran it once with a 2-man came and stopped. So you really got to be bumping once he passes on. You really got to be bumping him and trying to hold him up so he can't get there. If you're in trouble, you got to switch him. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the faithful behind the bench of the New Zealand Breakers making it very difficult for Andre Lamanis to get his message across to the Breakers.
Oh, and there's one guy there that's just a serial pest. He really is. The guy in the coloured shirt there is a serial pest when you come in from the opposition teams.
Absolutely, but when you're the home team, you don't mind having a serial pest sitting behind the opposition bench.
Oh, mate, they actually plant him there. What do you mean they don't mind it? He loves it. He's great for the home team.
Loughton knocks down both free throws, and we've been looking for something to get him going in this series. Maybe that'll be it.
And a couple of cheapies just to get things going can do your confidence the world of good, although after those two made shots, Aaron Fern says, come and sit with me, and he checks out of the game.
Loughton gets a little bit of a rest. Dean Brebner comes in. Saw him hit some shots in this building in game 2 of the series against Townsville. Running Phil Jones off a couple of screens. Dusty Rykart loses the handle and it goes out of bounds.
Dusty Rykart showing his experience right throughout the playoffs. In game 1, he's one of only a couple of shining lights for the Cairns Taipans. And again tonight, you just see those hustle plays. You will not find a more crafty player around the basket. Just got that uncanny knack to be in the right place at the right time and sometimes make something out of nothing.
Also a man who makes something out of nothing is Kevin Braswell, NBL's best 6th man. C.J. Gruden just goes right by Jones. Mika Bacona off the mark with the layup. Pledger, he can't get it to go, and Bacona picks it up off the other side. Looked like a volleyball match.
He's just incredible, Bacona. He's only about 6'6", but he just has the determination and the knack to get to the right spots. A little bit what you were saying with Rykart, Andrew, and he's just made a living out of it as well.
Thank you.
Dorsey steps back, tough shot, can't get it to go. Jones on the offensive glass with Pledger. And Pledger's another guy that comes off the bench for the Breakers. In game 1, he was outstanding.
I think he's had a terrific year. He played well with New Zealand last year against Australia, and Andre Lamanis has certainly embraced him coming off the bench. He's got a big future.
Ubaka took a bunch of those before the game. Bacona's falling out of bounds. Did a tightrope back, was able to stay in. Cairns with a 3-point lead. C.J. Gruden misses on the layup. Mika Bacona on the offensive glass. New Zealand doing everything on the glass until Ron Dorsey is able to pick up the loose ball. And he had the good idea, but couldn't execute the pass.
Real concerning signs for the Cairns Taipans, allowing that middle penetration. And they've missed the last couple of easy ones around the basket, but getting smashed on the glass as well. We saw that in game 1. They got out-rebounded by 12. And so far haven't really made too many adjustments in that area.
Well, looks like, Andrew, they're just having trouble with the matchups. The long bomb from Abercrombie's an air ball. Jones. He puts it on the floor, gets to the rim, can't lay it up and in. Another missed opportunity. We saw Cairns miss quite a few sitters in game 1. And you can't do that against New Zealand, who have so much firepower. Let's see what they do on this end of the floor. Braswell pull up and shoot. That's long. Long rebound goes to Rykart.
Last 4 possessions for the Breakers has been nothing but one pass, jack it up. Very little structure the last 3 or 4 plays, and as such, they're only shooting 21%.
And they seem to do that when Kirk Penny goes out of the game. It gets stuck with Braswell in his hands when he comes off the bench.
Jones, one bounce dribble going left. That's no good. Nobody from Cairns underneath the basket for a rebound. We haven't seen a bucket for a while from either team. And that rebound, that pass goes out of bounds. Braswell, who has a knack for having big turnover games, kind of loses his concentration and throws that one away.
We've just seen a very, very ugly 3 or 4 minutes of basketball.
11-8 with 2:12 to go in the first quarter.
You know what? This is where Cairns need to be. If they're going to win this game, keep the scores around the 60s and 70s, they have a chance. If this game gets out to the 80s or 90s, the Breakers win the title.
Jones, thought he may have double dribbled. Ubaka gets a good look outside the 3-point line. Abercrombie, bam.
Thank you.
Thomas Abercrombie with the Yinde Ubaka on the dribble penetration. Nobody back as a safety. That's as high percentage as you're going to get. Jones losing the handle. Penny, good no call.
We saw that again earlier in game one. Phil Jones should have nothing to do with bringing the ball up the floor. Allende's got to go back and get it out of his hands.
And Kirk Penny's eyes lit up when he saw Phil Jones trying to dribble it. All the experience playing together.
Pledger with the block shot. Dean Brebner with a rush of blood there. Thought he had a mismatch. Ibaka throws it up in the air with the contact, no call. The Breakers, who have a 1-point lead, trying to expand. Braswell, that's not a great shot either. Definitely not a great result. You'd think the shot clock was winding down the way he shot that one off balance. He hadn't hit one in a while either.
Chance Taipans. 5 of 18. New Zealand Breakers 5 of 18. Both shooting at 27.8%.
Cairns red hot compared to what they were in the first quarter in New Zealand with 2 of 20. Kirk Penny off the backboard, no good. Alex Pledger on the offensive glass. New Zealand missing plenty of opportunities as well, but they've been crushing them on the offensive glass.
Well, they've got a real small lineup out there now, the Cairns Taipans. Ron Dorsey's got to go in there and help tip in with the work, and immediately we see the adjustment with Alex Loughton coming back in. Ron Dorsey, Dusty Reichardt, they do a good job of battling on the boards, but they're undersized against a guy like Alex Pledger.
Well, Ron Dorsey has hit his last 2 threes. He was 3 for 16 from long range in the playoffs. Pledger missing the first one.
What's with the facial hair coming from New Zealand, Steve?
That's not a good look.
They've had this the last 4 or 5 weeks, Hammer. Part of their commitment to the squad, they've agreed to make themselves look ugly.
Well, they're succeeding.
And Allende Ibaka doing a good job of selling that one.
We say that, but we take a look at the foul there. Dylan Bouts is just a little bit too high, but sometimes when you make these little commitments, they may not seem much, seems like a bit of fun, but they can have a bonding effect.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you.
6 seconds left. Loughton catches a tough pass. His layup's off the mark. Alex Loughton can't get that one to go, and in a low-scoring first quarter. Neither team even close to lighting up the scoreboard or from the field. Alex Loughton bumped off balance. He'll go to the foul line. Get another look.
Well, it's certainly not a game for the basketball purist, but we're close. 14-12. This crowd's into it. The atmosphere's here, and Cairns have at least started to give themselves an opportunity to be able to win the game.
Well, that's right, Hammer, and I honestly believe this is their best chance. The uglier they can make the game, the better chance they have, and so far they've been able to accomplish that goal.
Well, they've had games on this court that have totaled 106 points for the entire score, and they've done a good job of taking New Zealand out of their comfort zones and making it ugly, as you say, Drewy.
Abercrombie goes baseline, gets it to Pledger, who can step out in the perimeter and knock it down. Not able to do it that time. Dylan did travel, slid that pivot foot.
A little one. Real surprise. We saw in the timeout too, Andre Lamanis talking about coming off those down picks and trying to post guys up. New Zealand Breakers, as they have been all season, very, very willing just to keep blazing away from the perimeter when they really do seem like they've got a big advantage down low.
Abercrombie after the switch fouls on Dusty Reichardt, and Thomas Abercrombie will go to the line.
See, Cairns are doing a lot of switching. New Zealand really cut through along the baseline and come off those down picks. I think that Abercrombie's somebody that they have to slip up on the inside and rather than trailing him. Because if you start trailing somebody like Abercrombie, he's always going to get to the middle of the court, and good things happen from the offensive end when you get to the middle. You would much rather slip up on the inside, challenge him to shoot the ball, and at least keep him to the base.
You're dead right. You take the odds to being exposed to that fade to the corner, but right now that's the lesser of two evils.
I think on the other side, Kirk Penny, he's coming off the other side. You have to lock and trail him and make the big step up because you can't allow him to get his catch.
Make him put the ball to the floor. Under any circumstances, they've got to make Kirk Penny put the ball to the floor.
Ibaka to Loughton. His layup doesn't go. Vacona gets it to Penny. He's standing on the sideline. Yeah, that's one call you should never argue. And he doesn't.
That's a fourth turnover now. The New Zealand Breakers, they were phenomenally good in game one. They only had 7 turnovers in all of game one.
Rijkaard skips it to Ibaka. To Loughton. He's standing out of bounds.
Gee whiz.
So 2 sideline violations in a row.
And really unforced errors, Steve. Just not being aware of where the white sideline is.
Especially when you don't have the ball. Abercrombie spins. Good help from Loughton. Tough shot as Abercrombie falls away. Dillon with the good box out. Cans have numbers. Daniel Dillon. He's trying to get to the rim. And he does. Woo, getting creative too with the spin move.
That was good defense from Abercrombie as well. But even better offense from Dillon. We saw him in game 3 in Townsville really come alive. He went missing in the first game of the grand final and needs to step up tonight.
He was really starved of opportunities, I thought, in game 1, and tonight, or today, just really taking things into his own hands a little bit more and penetrating the basket.
Another loose ball goes by way of, oh, come on, Cans come up with it. Dorsey. One bounce dribble going left, had the whole stadium on their feet, ready to guide that 3 in. Still a 4-point lead for Cans. Mika Vacona gets a sitter. Lead's been cut to 2. Rijkaard. Ibaka jets to the rim. Can't get the finish. Another missed opportunity by Cans. Wilkinson gets it to Vacona. Another missed basket. 26% for Cans and 24 for New Zealand as Ibaka's off the mark. A couple more misses, we could be into the teens.
Off the ball foul on Alex Loughton, just trying to prevent Gary Wilkinson from setting a pick. Gary Wilkinson checks out of the game. Wholesale changes for the New Zealand Breakers.
Lindsay Tate comes in for Ayinda Ibaka. And Ian Crosswhite comes back in, and he's got those 2 fouls. Broswell in for New Zealand. Penny. And he gets that easy basket that you guys were talking about that Cans need on the other side.
Regulation flex part, you need to get more help from the guy who's setting the pick.
Dorsey.
See, that's the one that Dorsey needs to have the presence of mind. He heard the whistle called as he was on his steps. He needs to be able to shoot that up. He gets a free one to be able to try and make a 3-point play. The foul happens there. He needs to shoot it.
One of those horse shots you shoot over the backboard. Regardless, he would have gone to the line for 2. Crosswhite runs into The big Alex Pledger. Lindsay Tate has it tipped in by Alex Loughton. Now it's Cairns with a 2-point lead. Boucher puts it on the floor and gets it to Pledger. Dillon to Tate. He goes straight up in the air, can't get the layup to go.
Great D by Penny, not fouling, going straight up.
Penny, good extra pass to C.J. Bruton. He doesn't miss many of those, and he does. Both teams getting plenty of opportunities.
Do not expect C.J. Bruton to miss those shots with his feet set.
Surprisingly, the New Zealand Breakers, they're 0 of 7. They've yet to connect on a free ball. But Daniel Dillon shows the way from the top of the screen, top of the key. Straight on line drive. It goes in.
He's one of the few guys that have not hesitated, just caught that thing in rhythm. Looked like he played with some confidence.
The dangerous thing for the Cairns Taipans is that New Zealand are hanging around without playing well. Because, you know, at some stage, they are going to get hot. When they're 0 from 7 from the three-point line, that's their biggest strength. When they get going, they can be scoring big numbers.
Broswell, now that's another bad shot. It's just early in the offense. Why is he shooting with pressure? You shoot those when you're super hot.
I think what happens too, you look up and you see there's only 18 points on the scoreboard and you say, hey, we're not scoring. And whilst it's very good intent on the individual basis to try and help your team out, knock down a few shots, you've got to stay with your structures and stay with your plan to get better scoring opportunities.
Well, from a point guard though, Drewy, there's better intent needed. When you've got CJ on one side and you've got Kirk Penny on the other, you need to move the ball and get it to the people that have done it game in, game out, season in, season out.
All right, this timeout is brought to you by Hungry Jacks. Andrew, it's the flames that make the difference.
And my word, they make the big difference.
Fantastic. All right, getting down and strong and getting them out of there, fantastic job. All right, okay. Dice here. Okay, dice first. Then I want to run head tap, man or zone. Head tap, man or zone. Get that screen. Aaron, you come off it. If you can kick it across the floor, you can. If not, throw it back. Ian, get hard on the rim. Oh, Dusty, get hard on the rim here. All right, hard on the rim. Here we go.
A bit of Dyson head tap going on there, Steve, which the head tap is when they get into their pick and roll.
Taking a bit of odds there. Still Cairns, the strong favorites now at $1.65. Breakers $2.15. That's some pretty good money right there. $2.15.
I'm not sure what they are sitting back and liking about the Cairns Taipans right now to be offering $2.15 for New Zealand.
New Zealand, like you mentioned, are going to get hot at some point. Led the league just over 9 3-pointers a game. Lindsay Tate for his three ball. That one slides in.
It's the two, I think.
Put on the three-point line. It's a long two. Boucher to Pledger. He'll hand it off to Broswell, and Pledger with an offensive foul. Illegal screen.
Just tried to do a little too much with the handoff and rolling, the moving screen. Let's take a look. There spins and just, jeez, not a whole lot in that, but
there would be a whole lot of offensive fouls called if they called that every time. That's what you want your big guys to do.
Wasn't a lot of movement, was there?
Aaron Drabeau to Crosswhite. Dillon. Crosswhite steps back. Loose ball goes to Broswell to Bruton.
Great help from Abercrombie off the low eye, off the split line. Stop the layup.
CJ gets trapped. He gets it to Pledger. Broswell can't get the finish. Cairns got numbers. Rykard to Tate. That's a cheap one in transition.
Steve, I'm astounded at the lack of offense the New Zealand Breakers are playing. It is coming down, 1 or 2 pass jacket or a penetration. They've been renowned throughout the course of the season of being the highest scoring team in the competition because of their structure and a half-court offense. We've seen very, very little of that today.
Orange Army getting behind their team that have scored the last 9. We'll be back with more second quarter action right after this. Welcome back. A little bit more for these girls to cheer about as they try and bring their team on here in game 2 to try and make this go to 3.
And if you're talking about looking for statistical support for the Cairns Taipans, the last 9 grand final games have all been won by the home team.
I'll give you a stat. Braswell, he needs to slow down. He is 1 from 11 in the grand final series.
0-4 tonight.
0-4 and 1 from 7 in game 1. He just needs to slow down. They need to get Kirk Penny back on the court. I like it better when they've got Hanare out there. They get more movement and they don't have somebody sitting on the ball the whole time.
25.
Boucher is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Sorry, Steve, take a look at the field goal attempts. Fairly even by both teams, 30-31. And the Taipans just doing marginally better.
New Zealand in game 1, they looked as if they had their scare against the Perth Wildcats, and it looked like they're going to come out with that type of intensity. And, you know, sometimes you shoot the basketball well and sometimes you don't, but it looked like in game 1 their intensity was going to be the consistent thing. And the other thing is they only made 7 turnovers. And the lowest in a grand final series, the lowest count is 6.
Steve, this is a New Zealand team that has just been completely dominant all season. And they come in here, and that loss to the Perth Wildcats is probably a blessing in disguise. But right now, it's not their defense, it's their problem. Done a decent job on the defensive end. They just can't score.
Well, they look as if they don't know how to. Extra pass goes to Brebner. We've seen him confident in this building before. Let's see who's going to pick that one up. I think it's going to be Bacona.
23.
CJ, I think it was.
A couple of veterans out there. Could be a wealth of guys.
CJ has to down low. He's grossly outsized, but that last play, the New Zealand Breakers went to a 2-3 zone, so Andre Lamanis just trying to mix it up. But as I said, I think their defense has been reasonable.
I think when you can hold a team to 27 points with 3 minutes to go in the half,
at 31%,
you would have to say they've done an exceptional job. But the Breakers have missed so many easy baskets, and you see a couple of subs now with Kirk Penny and Wilkinson coming back into the game. You would have to think would give them a chance to finish this half on a high.
Shane, I saw that free throw. It kind of bounced around and was hanging on the rim for a little while. Was there anybody that could knock it off the rim better than Matty Nielsen?
He was, and he's still the king. Unfortunately, he's just doing it in Greece now, and not here.
Abercrombie gets it into Mika Bacona. Braswell blazing away from outside the three-point line. He gets one to go.
And that's his shot, Steve.
Spot on.
There's a pass into the post. They double team. They whip it back out, and that's great basketball.
Inside out.
It just goes to show you that his nerves are bulletproof, or his confidence is. Brebner gets to the rim with a strong finish. Brebner and Bacona collide, but it's accidental. Vaughn Mayberry right on top of that one. Aaron Drabeau all over Abercrombie. I like that matchup. Wilkinson to Braswell. Braswell, nice pass to Bacona. Brebner with a block. Loughton with a low catch.
Ooh.
Penny on his back. Brebner, he's been everywhere, can't get the finish.
Alex Loughton lucky not to get away with an offensive foul there. Just put the elbow into the throat of Kirk Penny. Look out! Good foul. Give them nothing easy. Wilkinson going up for the two-hand stuff. And Daniel Dillon puts his min on it. Look at the work by Brebner.
Great block.
And Braswell with a nice pass to find Gary Wilkinson.
And as you called, Drewy, good play by Daniel Dillon, going up, being aggressive, going after the ball, creating that foul, but no layups given at home, particularly in a grand final series against a team that is struggling to score.
We're on low score grand final pace here. And not just by a little bit.
But if you look at the history of this court, there just hasn't been high-scoring games here. As I said before, 106 points they had between two teams this year, Drewy, in one game.
Jones bringing it up again. Ubaka's got to get it up quick. Use 7 of the 8 seconds to get it over. Loughton gets it to Brebner. He's feeling the goods. Kirk Penny pulls down the long rebound. Braswell. Little pull-up jump shots off the mark. Brebner gets it to Ubaka. He's got numbers. Alley-oop to Dorsey. Can't get it to fall. And Ubaka will go to the line.
Ubaka did a tremendous job of drawing that foul against the bigger opposition in Fakona. Fakona had no intention of fouling him at all.
Good pass too from Dorsey, just going a little too quick, and we missed the shot there with Ayinde Ubaka. Going spot on, Hammer. He just a little leaning effort into that shot to
He almost
draw
threw
that
his
foul.
left hand out straight into Vakona's face to draw the foul.
Ubaka misses the first. Good foul shooter, 84%. He had a good game 1 in New Zealand. 4 of 7 from the field. He only played 10 minutes in the second half.
How was his interview after the game?
Honest.
It was great.
Yeah.
Perfect. But he was livid. He was absolutely livid by his teammates' performance. Questioned the toughness, and you knew they were going to come out harder tonight.
Well, they had to. They weren't playing grand final or playoff basketball. They were just playing it as if it was a run-of-the-mill regulation game and didn't come with the intensity you need to compete in a do-or-die grand final series.
Well, it's do or die now, Drewy.
Timeout on the floor. 4-point lead for the Cairns Taipans. And let's just say that there got to be some shots that are going to go down soon. As we'll listen in to the Cairns Taipans. Larry Fern will talk to his boys, and I'll talk to mine. What do you do in a game like this? This thing has just been, it looks as if it's waiting for anybody to just kind of catch fire, get some type of rhythm. And what are some of the things offensively you can concentrate on?
See, for New Zealand, I think they just need to be going at Kirk Penny a whole lot more, because when you run plays for him, even if he doesn't score himself, other people will score off him. Get the ball in his hands. Guys like Wilkinson will find a way to get open and get easy shots, but I don't think they're giving him enough of an opportunity to be able to score.
And that is, again, 100% spot on, Hammer. And as you said in the keys to the game right from the start, you've got to stay with what's got you here and what your best options are. And in a crisis, when you're down, sure, Braswell, all these guys got tremendous skill, but go through your main man, your franchise player, the league MVP, the best player in the nation.
You're here.
Ubaka. Brebner, the low catch. You gotta make that. He'll go to the line. Brebner with a good seal, and he's giving them some good minutes. But he gotta make that.
There we see, oh, a bit of a goaltend there, but maybe the ball was just a little below the...
He might have even got it off the glass.
It was definitely off the glass, but whether or not the ball was below the rim, the only thing I could think of.
Does that matter? If it goes off the glass first.
Yeah, once it's below, the ball is below the rim.
Even if it hits the backboard.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to rebound.
He hit the backboard on the way up.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. So what they've adjudicated is the ball went below the rim. That's the only thing I can think of.
Off the backboard.
But the ball had gone below the rim.
Well, no one seemed to get too worked up about it, the coaches or the players, so I guess they were happy with it. They'll live with it. C.J. Bruton takes the bump, avoids the trap, gets it to Vacona. To Broswell. Broswell, nice pass into Abercrombie. He'll get the bucket and go to the foul line.
That's just Phil Jones ball watching and watching what was going on, trying to fill in the lanes. And Thomas Abercrombie recognised his loser's vision and sneaks behind him in a very good pass to get it in to Abercrombie. It goes up, and that's the sort of finish you like to see.
Now there's a guy who's not used to playing the bottom of the zone. Because when you're down there, you have got to, if there's no one in your zone, you got to find someone and feel somebody. And he looked lost.
Yeah, as Drewy called, he was just ball watching. But you have to be able to see the person within your area in a zone. Even though you're not necessarily defending a person, you have to be protecting and playing in a triangle, as Drewy is well and truly demonstrating for the first time. He was in a defensive stance.
No, up the floor now on this one, so we're matched up. You stay up the floor, Bounce, you stay back. All right, so you got his every bounded. We get matched up around it. Wherever it goes, go and double it. And then when it gets back over the halfway line, try to deny Ubaka a catch, okay? We're in the hustle in the on ball, okay? If they end up getting it back, if he ends up getting it back for a hustle on ball, be aware, quality, you got to hold up those big guys on the hustle, make him go on his left hand, play from there, okay? We're good, man. Here we go. Yeah. Get a stop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
New Zealand haven't been renowned for putting on some points. Last time they played here, they trailed at 26-46, trailed it by 20, and they're at 29. But on this occasion, Andre Lamanis, with only 18 seconds remaining, he understands the Cairns Taipans are going to save it for the last shot, so they're going to go to their extended full-court defense.
Well, have a look at this. This is like American football. This is the all-defensive lineup. When you have a look at Vacona, Hanare, Dylan Boucher, Abercrombie, and CJ. They're not going to score a whole lot of points. They won't get too many scored over them, I'll tell you right now.
Abercrombie completes the three-point play, and it's a 4-point game. Aaron Grabeau. He's a little shaky with that handle, gets it to Loudon. They dodge a bullet there.
Well, they took it out of Ubaka's hands.
Down to 4 seconds. Ubaka's got to get one up, and he got to do it in a hurry.
Great D.
Now that's the defensive stop that Shane Hill was talking about in a low-scoring first half. It's the Cairns Taipans up by 3 over the New Zealand Breakers, 33-30. Mick Downer on the adjustments that Cairns made at halftime. And Will McCloy's right. Like you said, Shane, it's only a matter of time before New Zealand busts this thing open.
Well, we've said
the offensive end.
We need the right people to be shooting the ball for New Zealand if they're going to be able to score. And you have a look with Vacona missing another shot there. Between Abercrombie, Braswell, and Vacona, they are 4 for 18. Now 4 for 19. Between Penny and Wilkinson, have only taken 11 shots. It's just skewered the wrong way.
And Kirk Penny is on a streak. The last 23 games in a row, he's made at least 2 3-pointers in every single game. Tonight, yet to knock down a 3.
New Zealand have just made Cairns' job easier in trying to contain Kirk Penny. He hasn't gotten the opportunities. Loughton tries to catch it. Penny gets it to C.J. Bruton. Good hustle by Kirk Penny. Penny never looked comfortable with that handle and eventually gets it. C.J. Bruton to Wilkinson. Kirk Penny looked at him like, I can't believe you didn't give me that extra pass. Ubaka with the long rebound.
You want those guys shooting the ball, Hammer, but inside-outside is when they've looked their best, and they've very rarely gone inside at all tonight to the New Zealand Breakers.
Ron Dorsey with the rejection of Gary Wilkinson. Here come Cairns with the numbers. Dorsey to Loudon, he'll slow it down. Ubaka splits the D, but Paul Hanari retreats from behind. Hanari goes hard. No call. I like that. They didn't bail him out. Yet to see a field goal here in the third.
We're combined 0 from 7, so the halftime break hasn't really heated up too many of the boys out there.
Oh my. I'm lost for words.
I was about to say, as Wilkinson gets his shot thrown out, it's because the shooting has dried up. I don't really need the comments to dry up. I need a whole lot of help.
You got to respect the intensity the guys are playing at, though.
Daniel Dillon pulls down a rebound. Gets it to Dorsey. Just think about Loudon for three. It's off the mark. And nobody from Cairns on the glass.
Drew, he just did his best effort. Did you see that? You said you needed some help. He went straight to the intensity.
Have a look at this. There's Alex Loughton just with the holding of Bicabacona that high. He's trying to hold him so that the guy guarding Penny can come underneath the screen, and that time he gets called for the foul. And he goes to the bench, checks out of the game.
Bacona loses the handle, and Ron Dorsey pulls it up. Boy, this third quarter, I'm not quite sure what both teams talked about at halftime. Ubaka to Dorsey, and he's just going to shoot it from further out.
Usually you reserve those shots for when you're white hot. When you're 1.5 meters behind the three-point line and just blazing away, and I think it's symbolic of
0 for 10, guys.
Exactly.
Well, that's 33 together. Without a score.
They're just lost for answers. And that's a good offensive set. Get it through some hands, come off a down pick, get a shot.
Cairns trying to hang on to this lead. The scores have been few and far between. Dorsey on a curl cut. Gets it into Crosswhite. He spins to the baseline, he travels.
And with how poorly New Zealand have played in this game, to look up at the scoreboard and see them only 1 point down spells danger.
CJ Bruton gets it to Penny. Make that Bacona. He goes strong to the basket, and New Zealand score 2 straight two field goals and have the lead.
Steve, they're on fire. New Zealand are white hot.
Dorsey to Ubaka. Crosswhite. He's got all day to line this one up from the baseline. No good. CJ Bruton charged with the foul on the rebound. Bruton's second foul.
Drew, we've spoken about New Zealand and what you do offensively with them. What would you do with Cairns right now to find baskets?
Well, I think they execute well in the half court, and there's a good example. Just running, they've had good success off that little flex cut that they run from their underneath out of bounds. Just get it ball moving, get it through some sets of hands, and try and move the defense around before you go on your drives. But we see some good defense by Ron Dorsey, just holding his ground. And Mickey Bacona passed it off wide open.
Well, it came off, but that is a dangerous play to help off the corner off Kirk Penny.
Absolutely. Last thing they can afford is have Kirk Penny catch fire, and while he's a little down, mumbling to himself a little bit, trying to get those scoring opportunities. He's 3 of 8 from the field.
He might be mumbling to himself. I reckon he's hoping a few teammates might hear him.
Dusty Reichart as the shot clock winds down. Dorsey knocks it loose, but New Zealand come up with it. Cairns with a 1-point lead. C.J. Bruton lines up his 3-ball, and that's long. Ubaka with numbers. Daniel Dillon has it stripped out of his hands by hands. Paul Hanare.
Great hands, a little reach in there by Paul Hanare. And you know, that's not a bad option as well, Hammer, just to get out, try and pick up a few transition baskets, get running.
They have to do that, Drewy, because we know that New Zealand aren't a great defensive transition team. And Cairns look good when they do it. They did it well in Game 3 against Townsville. I don't think they've run enough tonight.
The only problem with that, Hammer, is if they start missing those and it gets New Zealand going back the other way, they are better at it than the Cairns Taipans. And there's another offensive foul.
I agree with what you're saying, Drewy. The thing is that I think because they play a very controlled tempo game, is that when it's not on in the transition, then they don't take it. But they need to start experimenting a little bit more. That's how guys like Daniel Dillon can get involved in the game. Dorsey runs the lane well. Ubaka's good on the break. If it's not on, pull it back out. But at the moment, they're not experimenting enough for my liking.
Explore the options early, and if it's not on, kick it out, get into your half.
Exactly.
Okay, well, as you two talk about your strategies, Penny picks up his 3rd. Reichart to Crosswhite. And now Cairns have scored a couple in a row.
Penny can play with fouls only once in his entire career. Has he ever fouled out of a game?
Pledger is fouled, and that stops a 6-0 run from Cairns. This big Alex Pledger, just too big.
Did you ever foul out, Drewy?
Occasionally, when the ref got it wrong. But there we see Alex Pledger.
In 5,000 games, what you fouled out like 3 times. He got 4 offensive fouls.
We all make mistakes.
You know that ref didn't get another game for a month.
Definitely not in Melbourne.
They can't got it.
This timeout's brought to you by Cinebet.com. Don't just watch it.
All right, again, had some good looks at offense. That stuff's going all right for us. On that flex cut, KB, that's the UCLA cut whack. That's the one where you go this way. Pledge will help you on this side so that you can stay so we don't get mismatched. All right? We've had a couple now at us on the rim. All right? We can't let them take easy shots at the basket. Keep forcing them out. Keep fighting through stuff. Trans on the fly is good. Our walk-up situation next time, let's have a look at a force side. All right? Let Kirky go. Work so it goes. Alex, you go to Dillon. Okay, actually, yeah, Alex, you go to Dell. And if it's not there, we've got the back screen here, whack into the on-ball screen. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, actually, you go to catcher, you go to this guy.
I gotta agree with you guys. New Zealand's just gotta be feeling great about their situation. Haven't played well, down 3.
I don't know about great, but they would feel like they've got a lot more to give in this particular game.
And with no pressure, Drewy. Because if they lose this game, they know they're going back home where they've just won a game by 20 or 30 or whatever they eventually won by. There's no pressure on them right now. All the pressure is on Cairns.
Not about no pressure, but certainly more pressure on Cairns, because you have a look at the right ankle of Kirk Penny, strapped up like Farlap out there, and all you need is 1 or 2 of the guys to get hurt. Go home and you get the worry beads out. They'd be very keen to sort this out today.
Dusty Reichart goes over the top of Pledger. A little too much length. Worried him on that one. 2-point game. New Zealand. Throw it up to Penny. Can't get the finish. Good hustle by Abercrombie.
Don't know about throwing alley-oops to you. Kirk Penny when he's got some significant strapping on that right leg.
Crosswine. To Ubaka for 3. That rims out.
1 for 9 for Ubaka. They need more. 0 from 5 trifectas.
Braswell.
Too much dribble.
Way too much.
Went off somebody's leg. Vaughn Mayberry looking for some help from Scott Butler and Michael Aylen.
Vaughn Mayberry needs some help. No wonder he's looking, because the cut then from Abercrombie, you can't just shove somebody as they're cutting like that as he's looking for the ball.
And we are just about underway here. 3:27 to go here in the third. The NBL championship is on the line. Ryan Dorsey got to shoot that.
He's done it again. That's 4 free throws that he should have taken now. Well, he's going to get 2 anyway because they're in the bonus.
Andre Lamanis is not going to gamble with Kirk Penny on those 3 fouls either. He's gone to the bench.
And that's good attacking from Cairns against the full court pressure defense of New Zealand. Cairns don't want to just beat the pressure and then pull it back out. They really need to be able to attacking like they did with Dorsey slashing down the middle, try and penalise that pressure.
Ron Dorsey out of McNeese State in Louisiana.
How old's Dorsey, Steve?
You're just gonna put me on the spot like that. I have to get the stat man on it.
He's played a little bit in France.
Braswell for 3. He rattles one down. Kevin Braswell in rhythm.
Well, that's his second 3-pointer. In fact, he's the only one to score a 3-point basket for the New Zealand Breakers.
2 for 14.
Dorsey's 27 years old, Shane. Crosswise, can't get the layup to go after a couple of pivots. Here come New Zealand with their 1-point lead. Braswell, offensive foul on the screen by Alex Pledger. That's the second time around for him.
And you know, on that one, it was more the problem with Braswell. He's got to give a chance for Alex Pledger to come and set the pick. See, he's taking off, penetrating to the middle before Pledger's got that opportunity to set a solid pick.
Part of the problem was too, Truey, is that he really wheeled into him using his butt, where he really needed to be able to keep his feet set. That was a good call that time by Mayberry.
Dusty Reichardt can't catch it clean. Puts a good quick shot up there on the adjustment. Now Cairns have got the 1-point lead. Boucher to CJ. CJ throws the bounce pass off the leg of Crosswine. Dorsey. That might be goaltending as well.
On the floor, the foul's called before he even attempted the shot, so he's going to go to the line again and shoot a couple.
Foul occurs there. Get another look.
And that was a little soft on the break there, but Dorsey, the first player into double figures. $1:47 to go in the third, and we've got 1 player on 10 points.
And you saw his numbers, 3 of 7 from the field. Rained down a couple of long threes early in the match. They got Cairns going, but they've sputtered for quite some time now.
Well, both teams are 5 from 31 combined from the 3-point line.
And when you're shooting the ball that poorly, you sure can't miss your free throws. Dorsey misses both of those. Cairns not able to pick that up. Loose ball goes to Ubaka.
Back-to-back turnovers. 12th turnover for the New Zealand Breakers tonight. It's been very sloppy the last couple of possessions.
Ubaka takes the bump, can't get the finish. Dusty Reichardt with illegal hands. We'll be going the other direction. We'll get another look at that turnover from New Zealand. Like Dylan Boucher's doing his best to tip it to his teammate.
surprised CJ Bruton hasn't got to the line. This is normally the time that he does it at the end of the quarters. He's such a smart player, being able to draw those fouls.
Pledger keeping it alive. That'll go to Cairns.
I'm surprised Gary Wilkinson hasn't played more as well. And we only played those 15 minutes in game 1. And then we see Alex Pledger's got a huge size advantage down low, but goes off the hands of the Breakers, and it's Cairns Taipans ball.
They've started to pipe up here with the country music now.
Lindsay Tate, Ubaka getting a little bit of a rest. Brebner also in for Cairns. Rijkaard. His shot is swatted by Pledger. CJ Bruton. Less than a minute to go here in the third. Bruton finds Pledger on a low catch. Comes up short. Tate to Dorsey. Loses the handle. Gets it to Rijkaard. And gets the lane. It wasn't pretty, but the Taipans will take it. They're up by 3. 23 seconds to go here in the third. Abercrombie for 3. Nothing but net. Big bucket.
Yes, it was, Steve.
3 of 15, and despite not shooting the ball well, they haven't lost their confidence from the three-point line. He shot that like he meant it.
Rijkaard with the clock winding down. Lindsay Tate couldn't get anything going off the dribble penetration. But after 3 quarters of play, the NBL season on the line. We're all tied up at 45. We'll be back. Welcome back. You're watching the INET NBL Championship Grand Final Series between the Cairns Taipans here on their home floor at the Cairns Convention Center. The Orange Army will be doing all they can to make this season go one more game back to New Zealand for Game 3. We're all tied up at 45, and let's see who is going to step up to pull their team over the line. Dorsey. Phil Jones for 3. That's short. Bounces to the wrong side of the backboard. Well, Jones came up big in the second quarter in Game 2.
Well, he needs to come up big here, Steve. He's 0 from 5. He's got a donut currently, and between him and Ubaka, they're 1 for 15.
All will be forgiven if they get hot in the fourth. CJ Bruton gets a wide open layup on a well-executed screen and finish in the half-court set. Breakers up 2. Draw first blood here in the fourth. Thank goodness it didn't start like the third quarter.
As ugly as it's been, Steve, it's right where the Cairns Taipans need this game to be to give themselves a chance.
Loughton, step back, tough shot for him. That rims out.
See, I'm not with you, Drewy. They need to be 6, 8, 10 points up. I just think the nerves are too much for them right now. I think the pressure's on them. I think New Zealand are feeling comfortable right now. They've got the big-time players to be able to finish this off.
Makona in rhythm, drills it.
Certainly started that way at the start of the fourth.
This is where a whole lot of things start tightening up, Drewy.
Hands in. Kevin Broswell gets charged with this personal foul. Get another look. Cairns try to come up with something offensively. Only took 8 shot attempts in the fourth quarter in New Zealand. Rijkaard, that's long. Loughton keeps it alive, but that'll go to New Zealand.
See, even though Ubaka hasn't played well in this game, they can't afford to have him on the bench the start of the fourth quarter, down 4 with only 8:19 to go in what could be their last game of the season.
Aaron Byrne must have heard just hammer because he's gone to the bench, and both Crosswhite and Ubaka are getting ready to check back in.
Dorsey, catch and shoot for 3. Oh, did Cairns need read that one or what?
And they got away with the travel as well. Big shot by Dorsey. His shot looks pretty when his feet are set. Oh.
Vukona fakes the pass and goes for the drive. Mika Vukona comes up with 2 huge field goals here in the 4th.
They'll take their offense from anyone they can get it from right now, but Mika Vukona, we see him 4 points already this quarter. Not renowned for his offense.
But he is renowned for that little fake, Drewy, and he felt his man, Dusty Reichardt, starting to hedge out and play against CJ Bruton, I think it was, and then he hesitated, split the gap, and went to the basket. That's what he's good at. Good read.
Beautiful read by Mika Vukona. He's got that championship winning experience.
And they're just the little wrinkles that come into play with international players, guys that have played around the world, done it at World Championships, Olympics, in other championship games.
And the experience will be needed here in the 4th. Ubaka, step back 3, no good. Penny has the ball knocked away, and Ubaka comes up with it. 3-point game. Dorsey has one rim out. And at the moment, that's all the offense Cairns have. Abercrombie hesitates and mishandles it. Gets it out to Braswell, he'll slow it down. Shot clock in single figures. Braswell, pull-up jump shot short.
That is just another poor shot and a poor decision from Braswell.
And Andre Lamanis must have heard you, because Braswell has a seat and Paulinari comes back in.
We saw Braswell explode in Game 2 against the Perth Wildcats, and really without his heroics, they may not have even got here. So he is capable of scoring, but tonight his shot selection has just been very, very poor.
Well, the good thing for Braswell and the role that he gets to play on this team is he doesn't have to go and score to have a great influence on the result of the game. It's a good situation for an American to play with such good scorers around that he can contribute and pick and choose, that he shouldn't feel like he has to come out and spray it up.
It'd be a luxury. Play with that around you. Wow. Abercrombie starting to light it up. New Zealand starting to get a feel for that championship.
And that's what New Zealand get when they have some ball movement. They've got so many options when they move the defense from one side of the split to the other.
And they now have their biggest lead of the game. They lead it by 6.
Alex Loughton misses on the 3. Cairns look like they are puzzled on to how they're going to get their next score.
Alex Loughton is 1 of 16 in this series. I'm not sure that's the best scoring option down the other end either.
Uh-oh, Kirk Penny with a step back. Can't get that one to go. Ron Dorsey pulls it in. Cairns still within breathing room. Or striking distance. Down 6. Huge possession for the Taipans. Cross-white. Needs to go up with 2 hands. Has it blocked twice.
I think Vukona has been sensational in this last quarter. Some good offensive plays, good job on the glass, and now a little slap and interception.
Loughton steps in the passing lane, pulls down a steal. This is the area where Kansas struggled. Crosswise. Has trouble with the catch, eventually gobbles it up, and it's still a 4-point game for a team that has struggled that many possessions to put the ball in the basket, are still right in it.
Fatigue's being a factor here, Steve. Both teams look like they're running in mud.
Well, Mika Vukona has been a warrior for the Breakers, who was really blowing right there. This timeout's brought to you by Rebel Sport. Go in store, shop online at rebelsport.com today.
That's the advantage New Zealand have got. Vukona's tired, he goes out, Dylan Boucher in. Both players play a great role.
Okay, listen up. Defensively, all on-ball screens are going to be green. All right, all on-ball screens are green. Got to rebound. This is a time right now where we really got to come up with the glass. Okay, Chewy, I want to run fist fives, shakes, and fist two. All right, spread them out. Use the on-ball, get it on, get someone on the rim. Okay, this play here, I want to run shakes. Daniel Hard on the cut. Run over the top, Daniel Hard coming on ball, shakes, all right?
Well, as you guys have said throughout the series, if you check out the foul trouble on the bottom of your screen, Cairns, once they spread the floor and get some ball movement, and as Aaron Fern said, after a couple of ball reversals and then we'll get them on a rip once they're spread, they look much better when they do that. When they go to that on ball, every possession, they look so stagnant.
They do, and you heard Aaron Fern there pleading with his players to get that move and to get the rip through, but it's got to be done with some vigor. And as we mentioned, fatigue looking like it's taking its toll. We're certainly on track to set a new record for lowest winning score ever in a grand final game.
Geez, I'm glad we've achieved that goal.
Well, we're not there yet, but need to be get a hurry on if they're going to avoid it. 75 is the lowest winning score ever in a grand final, and that's happened 4 times before.
We need a couple of overtimes. Wilkinson with the spin, can't get the finish.
He missed a gimme. Great, did all the hard work and missed a little gimme.
Oh, you hate that. Loughton finds Crosswhite. Got all day to line up that baseline shot. Ian Crosswhite with a huge basket for Cairns. They're all huge baskets for Cairns, and now it's a 2-point game.
They're like gold. And Crosswhite, he's had a serviceable year again. He's been a warrior all year in the center.
I think you're underselling. I think he's been more than serviceable. I think he's been very, very good.
Yep, no, I agree with that.
C.J. Bruton losing the handle. Dylan Boucher.
Shot clock violation.
Good stop for Cairns. They get a bucket on the other end and a stop on the defensive end.
They've scored the last 4. Trailed it by as many as a 6.
Normally we wouldn't mention a 4-point streak.
That's
It's an important stat to bring up right now, though, Steve. Considering we've scored 16 points in the first 6 minutes of this quarter.
We will mention every 4-point streak from here on out. Ubaka, hesitation, throws it up in the air. Ooh, you're gonna like that one to go. And the graduate of Cal at Berkeley.
It's a great heads-up play, though, here. Felt the contact, and that's what we were talking about with Dorsey, of being able to hear that whistle go and have the presence of mind to be able to follow it up with a shot. And as you said before, Steve, he's a terrific free throw shooter at 84%.
Went to Cal Berkeley, same university as Jason Kidd, Butch Hayes.
Sean Lampley, who played for the Melbourne Tigers that one season. I think.
That's right. It's right on the money. Won a championship. Hit that 3-point shot. Just stuck the dagger into the chest of the Sydney King. Ubaka gets a second one to roll in. We are all tied up at 54. Welcome back. We're in Cairns for Game 2, the best-of-3 series between the New Zealand Breakers and the Cairns Taipans, the NBL Grand Final.
We spoke about one of the keys to the game for the Cairns Taipans is trying to contain Kirk Penny. Well, they've absolutely done that. He's yet to score in the second half. So it's only 6 points for the game on 3 of 10 shooting. Got the 6 rebounds, and he racked up those 3 personal fouls. But an outstanding defensive job on the superstar of the competition.
And Kirk Penny pulled down 8 rebounds in Game 1, so he's been active on the glass in this series. Abercrombie has it boarded. Ubaka Dillon skips it to Loughton. Alex Loughton short. Dorsey finds Ubaka. Good hustle.
That was a great read on that pass from Daniel Dillon. He read the rotation and found the open Alex Loughton in the corner.
Dillon to Loughton. Shot clock to 6.
He just can't turn a trick. Alex Loughton.
Cairns turn it over.
They might even want to consider going with someone like Dusty Brycart. Alex Loughton's in a funk.
And has been for quite some time, Drewy.
In the semi-final series, he had a very good game in the semi-final series against the Crocs, but clearly that injury concerns he's got with the...
Well, not for the type of calibre player he is. I mean, he comes in as with the biggest reputation, or one of them. You know, him and Mark Worthington.
First half of the year, he was your MVP favourite.
He was fantastic in the first half of the year, and he just went through a dry patch. And
Nika Makona misses an easy lay-in.
Sometimes you're looking for signs from the hoop gods, and that was one for the Cairns Taipans to say it might be their day.
Ubaka, he's come up with the goods in the past, and he's doing it again. And the Ubaka with the drive and score. Cairns are up by 2.
And that's what the true leaders do. He might be 1 from 11 from the field before that shot, but you pick the time to come up and get the crucial baskets.
Braswell on the mismatch. Hesitation. Finds Abercrombie. Or Kirk Penny.
I'm calling a foul other way.
6 seconds left on the shot clock. New Zealand with the opportunity to seal the NBL championship. Nika Makona
just slipped out of his hands.
Violation as it hits the shot clock. Things starting to turn the way of the Cairns Taipans. Crowd need to get on their feet and join that guy in that ugly bodysuit.
Big possession right here, boys.
Ubaka, pull-up jump shot is good. Ayunda Ubaka with 2 field goals in a row, and that's the difference. Cairns up by 4, minute 39 to go in game 2 of the best-of-3 grand final between the Breakers and the Taipans. And all of a sudden, the game where neither team could get a bucket has picked up in the excitement level. Let's listen in.
You know what, Steve? I think we spoke about the Cairns Taipans needing some transition baskets. You say exactly the same about the New Zealand Breakers. Down the stretch here, they've really struggled. And there we see Ayunda Ubaka slicing and dicing his way to the glass. And for a man who was in real shooting woes the last 2 possessions, he stepped up, found a way into the paint, and he's 3 of 13 from the field. He's got 9.6 rebounds and 2 assists, but as you mentioned, Hammer, in the crisis, he's the man that stepped up.
Well, that's why he's been one of the best point guards in the competition, if not the best point guard in the competition all year. Really, he is one of the main reasons why Cairns have made the championship games.
Exactly. You talk about the good point guards around the competition. MVP of the league, Gary Irvin. If he's not on the floor at the end of the game for Wollongong, it's a different team, and that is exactly how Cairns are. They needed something down the stretch, and they've gotten it from Ayunda Ubaka. 2 straight field goals that's put them up by 4, but we have plenty of basketball left with a minute 39 to go with the wealth of experience by New Zealand. And this is a team that has come through in the clutch all year long.
Big play coming up now, those 3.
Inbound, Braswell's got to get it to Kirk Penny. Loses the handle to C.J. Bruton. C.J. banks it, no good. Ayunda Ubaka can't get it. It'll stay with New Zealand.
Shocking possession coming out of that timeout. Almost a violation, 5-second violation, merely to get the ball in bounds, and they come up with that rubbish. Wow.
It seemed like it was about 12 seconds he took to throw the ball in.
Very uncharacteristic of the New Zealand Breakers. Full credit to the Cairns Taipans for their defensive pressure.
Braswell gets it to CJ. He gets all the way to the rim. CJ Bruton turns the corner, makes it a 2-point game.
They need it in Ubaka's hands again, Steve. They need to get him off down picks, get the ball in his hands.
Dylan to Ubaka. Here we go. He wants him flat. Grabo. Can he get to the rim? He's fouled. He'll go to the foul line. Aaron Grabo, the only player that's been here since the franchise opened, goes to the line.
Fourth foul on Kirk Penny as well. Aaron Grabo, solid free throw shooter in his career, shooting it at 73% from the field, from the free throw line, excuse me, but all those almost disregard him because he's never been in this situation before.
Big shot by Grabo, but bad defense from Abercrombie. You need to play against someone like Grabo and give him some space and contain the penetration, challenge him to make a jump shot, particularly with the athleticism of Abercrombie.
Grabo misses the second one.
Don't necessarily need to go for the three here. Explore a good 2-point option.
Kirk Penny gets all the way to the rim and gets the score, gets the quick one. 1-point ball game, less than a minute to go.
This is what it's all about, fellas.
Again, you've got to go back to Ayinda Ubaka, put the ball in his hands, get something off the dribble, which they do.
Ubaka with Abercrombie on him. Throws it up, no good. Kirk Penny, 1-point game. New Zealand, the team who has been on top of the NBL ladder since week 10, are in a position.
20 seconds remaining. Timeout on the floor. Kevin Braswell. A little bit of a brain phase. Again, though, you're trying to post up for Coney. You've got the best player in the land. Get him the ball.
And there it is.
See just a little zigging and zagging down low, and misread by Braswell.
The question I've got, though, is why were they trying to attack with 20 seconds to go in the game anyway?
There are a lot of questions, Shane.
Not sure.
They'd only just started the shot clock. There's plenty of time left to be able to move it through hands, get it to your best players.
Here, Hammer, if they take the ball in their back court, Breakers will probably extend the D, look to get something early. If not, they want a foul. They've already got the 4-team foul, so every foul from here on out will send the opposition to the line. And with that in mind, there's possibly a couple of candidates you want to go for with the Taipans.
Well, it's on an odd number, so we still have to consider overtime. There's been 4 overtime games in the grand final series. Adelaide versus Brisbane back in '86. Then we go to '94 with North Melbourne and Adelaide, West Sydney and Sydney in 2004, and the Melbourne Tigers against Sydney in 2006. And so you got to think that this game is going to last a lot longer than 20 seconds just because of a fouling situation, pressure on those foul shots. We got a lot of basketball left.
Without doubt. And they're going to deny Ubaka getting the ball. They want to foul anyone but Ubaka. No doubt about that.
And the Taipans only have the 1-team foul, so they can afford to be a little bit more risque if they lose the ball on defense and try and waste some time in that area. But no doubt that unless there's a turnover, the New Zealand Breakers have to foul at some stage and send someone on the line. So the Cairns Taipans are going to have to make free throws if they want to send this to a game 3.
Well, the Cairns Taipans have to get the basketball to Ayinda Ubaka. He is the guy that wants the ball in these clutch situations. I believe Ron Dorsey's the guy that's going to knock down free throws as well. You got Phil Jones out there, Kiwi International from the foul line, but his confidence hasn't been at an all-time high. I sure don't want him handling the ball.
And they decide to advance the ball too, which I'm not sure. Sometimes you take it in the backcourt, keep the defense spread, take some time off bringing it up.
Loudson gets it. Cross white, they get it to Ubaka.
He ain't going to pass it. Well, he shouldn't.
Ubaka.
They did what they can to try and keep the ball out of his hands, but once he got it in there, he was just going to dribble around and hang on to it until they fouled, and now he goes to the line.
They were very lucky, Cairns, because Crosswhite was almost out of bounds when he got the ball back.
He was very close. Ayinde Ubaka goes to the foul line for two of the most important free throws of his NBL career. But he wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And for offense, the New Zealand Breakers, they take out Mika Bacona and bring in Gary Wilkinson because they're going to need the three ball. Wilkinson's certainly capable of doing that. In fact, every player on the New Zealand Breakers lineup right now has the ability to knock down the three.
See, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm growing up in the backyard, you're visualising this situation. You want to be in grand finals. You want to be shooting the clutch free throws and the clutch threes.
And he does the same routine, just like you do when you're a kid. Get the ball, get to the shooting pocket, knock it down. 3-point ball game in favor of the Cairns Taipans, but a wealth of three-point talent for New Zealand. Grabo. They foul Kevin Braswell.
And that's a good foul.
Great foul.
Take a little bit more time, make him throw it in bounds again. The obvious look here is to somehow or other get the ball to Kirk Penny. But a lot of three-point options out there for the New Zealand Breakers. Gary Wilkinson can knock them down.
And every time they come together for a screen, here's Kirk Penny. Gets it to Brooke. He's got it for three. CJ Bruton for a three.
CJ Bruton does what he gets paid to do, and that's come up big in the clutch. Little head fake. Aaron Grabo goes flying by like Tweety Bird, and CJ Bruton knocks it down. Oh, you gotta love that. You dream about that too, Hammer. Hitting a three ball. Wow-wee.
Oh, man. You don't get any better than that. CJ Bruton, we talk about his late game antics. We talk about Ayinde Ubaka. He wants to be the guy on the line. CJ Bruton wants the ball.
And they haven't shot the ball well all game, but when it's got down to the crunch, they have come up big. And that's what we've got a full house for, and that's why the NBL's going to the next stage.
The ugliest games, we got one of the all-time great finishes. Still 3.6 seconds remaining. And the Cairns Taipans, the wind would have gone out of their sails ever so slightly.
Slightly? My goodness.
There's still 4 seconds. It's plenty of time, Steve.
What's that movie with Nicole Kidman? Dead Calm? There is no wind to go into their sails.
My goodness, it was a messy play. It looked like Kirk Penny was going to run out of bounds. Eventually they get it to you. Can't really be critical of Aaron Grabo because you know CJ was going to take it, but just that's experience and smarts, the little head fake.
And you talk about CJ earning his pay, well this is where Aaron Fern earns his pay. Because whatever he draws up here is about getting it to the right person at the right time to make this play.
And I reckon on this one, Ron Dorsey would be a good option on an alley-oop type play or a fading. They're putting Hanare on him.
And 3.6 seconds is a lot. Cross right. That is not a good option.
They had a foul to give, so it wouldn't have mattered. We're going to overtime.
And that's it at the end of regulation. Cairns can't come up with a decent play with 3.6 seconds left, and we are all tied up at 61 at the end of regulation. Guys, you talk about, well, the pressure was on Aaron Fern to get a good shot. I don't know. Do you talk about Aaron Fern not being able to execute a play down, or you talk about his team, because that was not a well-executed play?
Well, I think what they wanted to do was go into crosswide. He looked like he was trying to skip the pass to the other side, but with 3.6 seconds to go, I think they really needed to get it to the right person to make a play themselves with that time.
And you know what? They didn't read it. They had a play and they stayed with it regardless. But when they saw Hanare on Ron Dorsey, sideline pass, just throw it into him. He's got a way shorter guy on. Throw it into him, post him up, and let him play from there. So, but they stuck with their plays and went through it regardless of how the matchups came out.
And how about the fact that when somebody guards you that tight, you got to rip it through and make a play. You can't just not make a play with the NBL championship on the line. And all of the momentum in the world is with New Zealand in this overtime.
Given that it's only 61-61 in the lowest scoring.
Well, let me ask you this. Who looked more comfortable down the stretch in the clutch?
Well, there's no doubt about that, but when you saw the Cairns Taipans, the way Ayinde Ubaka was playing, just generating a little bit of confidence, this is still, in my book, very much open either way, and it's more
the
what's happening.
The bet odds are at $1.85.
Well, surprise,
60 to 1 all. I'll tell you what.
But it's really going to come down to who's got the better mindset here, who can just execute and get through their stuff and step up in the crisis.
At the end of the day, like we've said, people have to make shots.
Yep. That's
what it's going to come down to, and the amount of easy shots that have been missed over the whole game was amazing tonight. You wouldn't see that again from the caliber of players that are on the court.
And on the alternating possession, I don't like this either. The New Zealand Breakers start the overtime period.
Well, we saw the Cairns Taipans start to sputter against Townsville in Game 3, and they came up with the goods. C.J. Bruton, the hero. In the late fourth quarter, Mika Vakona has the ball stripped from him. Daniel Dillon will take it to the wing.
Vakona's got to take that strongly with two hands. He goes in there with the one hand, fanning the ball around. Time for that type.
Loughton is fouled. He'll go up for 2.
Well, Vakona's rebounded the ball well, 12 rebounds, but you're right, Drew, he's missed a lot of easy shots. He's actually taken the most shots tonight for the New Zealand Breakers. 13 shots. Kirk Penny on 11, Braswell with 9, CJ Bruton with 9 shots.
You know, on that play, and boy, I mean, Alex Loughton's an easy target right now to throw some criticism his direction, but when you're struggling, your man leaves you, go to the rim. You know, so he caught that about probably 5 feet further than he should have. But he has made the free throws.
You got a good running start at it, and he's knocked them both down. Big free throws.
Well, he's 7 from 8 from the line, 1 from 11 from the field tonight. Loughton.
He wants to go to the line, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll be feeling good every time he gets to the stride.
Mika Vakona looking for Kirk Penny. Kirk trying to get to the rim. He can't get the bounce for the score, but he will go to the foul line and try and tie this thing up.
Now, Kirk Penny is not a reliable free throw shooter as you would expect.
That baffles me, Drewy.
That he's not.
Yeah.
I know, his form's very, very good, and he shoots the ball so well, but when he gets to the line, he can get...
What's he shoot? 60-something%?
And he's a clutch player.
It amazes me.
Well, this is clutch time now.
I wonder what his stats are late in the game. Because he's a clutch player, it baffles me how he shoots low 70s.
Well, he's 78% on his career, but this season he's 72%. And there it is, another miss.
And his misses aren't just trickle around, they're hard.
Yeah.
Dillon skips it to Loughton. Loughton trying to back down. As Crosswhite loses a handle. Mika Vakona with some hands.
4 seconds left on the shot clock.
And that's the hustle that Vicona really adds to the equation for the New Zealand Breakers.
Cairns to inbound the ball. Get it to Loughton. His pull-up jump shot is off the mark. That'll go back to Cairns. And that's a big break for them.
Credit Ian Crosswhite on there, contesting on that rebounding contest. Gary Wilkinson doing his best to block him out.
Loughton to Ubaka on the curl cut. Ubaka trying to stand up Wilkinson. Mismatch. Crosswhite hammered by Big Vicona.
Didn't need to. Fourth personal foul.
And that's the other extreme of Vicona. You love his hustle and his enthusiasm, but there is no need for him to go and foul Crosswhite as the shot clock's going down. The pressure's on them to score.
Had to help out because Braswell clearly outsized, but just over-aggressive.
Whoa. Goodness. Wow.
He looked like
snatched at it.
He's having a laugh about it. He looked like he was in a dart competition there.
That looked like it squirted out of his elbow. As he gets the second one to go, makes the adjustment. 2-point game. 3:22 to go here in the first overtime. Braswell gets it back to Wilkinson. Penny. Little hesitation.
Great help by Daniel Dillon. And there's a certain layup from Kirk Penny there with his hesitation on the penetration.
They've called that a shooting foul. Here you see it. There's the foul. Continuation, I suppose. There's the foul. Takes the extra step through, and you got to call that.
Drewy, if you didn't get that, you would have been crying.
Oh,
can you imagine it?
Livid.
In real time, I thought, gee, a bit generous, but certainly on the replay there, no doubt about that.
That's pretty that time by Penny. It's such good rhythm and follow through and the rest of it. We'll see whether he can make up for it and make both.
Yeah, especially those games where he gets to the... I think it's mental.
It has to be mental.
There's no doubt about that.
I mean, 90% of free throw shooting is mental anyway, isn't it, really?
His timing goes a little astray. He tries to guide those free throw shots in rather than just shoot them in.
ISO, mismatch at the top for Penny.
Penny with the hesitation. That goes off the leg of Ian Crosswhite. Cairns over there begging.
See, Kirk Penny needed to be able to take the ball to the top, get everyone low, and to be able to try and isolate Crosswhite. What a mismatch.
Kirk Penny does his best work without the ball.
Well, he does, but he can score one-on-one with his step back and get to the basket.
Braswell. He's got the hesitation. His little right hand runner is good. I'm telling you, his confidence never takes a dent. No matter what his game is like, down the stretch, he wants the ball.
He doesn't know when he's not shooting it well. Sign of a good shooter.
But you're right, though. I mean, he did that in Perth, and that's the sort of confidence you want. You just want him making good decisions.
Dorsey. Oh, hits a long bomb on a pass from Daniel Dillon, who I thought was open and should have shot. That gives Cairns a 2-point lead. Their execution ain't pretty. That's a big shot. Braswell to Penny. Ron Dorsey on him. CJ. Shot clock expires. Good defensive possession for Cairns. 2-point lead, just under 2 minutes to go here in the overtime.
Breakers have completely gone away from their strength, and that has been their movement without the ball. They're cutting, they're setting the screens. They're just trying to give it to someone one-on-one native plays and really not seeing plays through.
So if you're looking for a change for the Breakers, I think they need Abercrombie in for Vicona. Go with a more mobile lineup, still be able to rebound, but hit the perimeter shot as well.
Ubaka for three. And Vacona pulls down the board.
He showed right there why he's in the game with that
No doubt.
work on the glass.
CJ for three. That's long. Comes up with the rebound.
Again, there's nothing played. Just
minute 20 to go.
cross-whites on Kirk Penn.
Braswell for three, and he rattles one home.
Oh my!
He is 3 from 6 from the three-point line. The rest of the team is 3 for 16.
Dillon throws a nice pass into Ian Crosswhite. He was working on the seal and couldn't get his hands up, I guess. Turnover, less than a minute to go. New Zealand up by one.
We're just going to put the ball in Braswell's hands and let him do his thing.
Braswell shoots it off the glass. That short rebound goes to Braswell. Two huge offensive rebounds, one by C.J. Bruton, the other one, Kevin Braswell.
About a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So the Taipans are going to have time if they can get the offensive board.
Braswell steps back, his leg came in.
My.
My goodness! Kevin Braswell comes up with two huge plays down the stretch.
Oh my, you cannot help but just respect what Braswell has done. Oh, talk about going from the outhouse to the penthouse though.
In about 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing is that the same, and Andre Lamanis has lived with that all year, because you see the upside of what he presents and you see the downside of what he presents in one game, and he can turn it around. But he has found ways to be able to win games for him.
He sure has. I mean, remember, at the end of regulation, he's the one that threw the ball away. That did not put any kind of a dent in his confidence in the late game situation with really no offense that they were running. His dribble penetration and little hesitation moves in traffic
Look at that.
creates space for himself.
love that.
And whack.
That is some beautiful stuff. And this is not the first time he's done it. They owe him big time, because if it wasn't for his heroics in Perth
In game 2.
in game 2 of the semi-final series, I doubt very much the Breakers would have made it to the grand final. So they bring in their defensive team. Abercrombie comes back on the court. The Cairns Taipans, they need a very quick basket, 2 or 3, whatever it is. They need to score very, very quickly, and they need to stop the clock with a foul.
New Zealand have only won one overtime road game in the history of the club. And if they get this one, the second one, as Ron Dorsey. 10 seconds left. Oh my, we still got a ball game. Wait, what have we got?
Timeout. Get off. Timeout to the New Zealand Breakers, Steve.
Timeout to the Breakers as Ron Dorsey, another clutch player, bangs down to 3. And we have got ourselves, well, they can foul him and free throws.
On this one here, Steve, they'll extend the defense, try and intercept the inbounds. If they don't get that, have a look at the replay. Ron Dorsey from way downtown, knocks it down. C.J. Bruton could have almost fouled him for the 4-point play, but he knocks that down. And if they don't steal it on the inbounds, then you'll see a very quick foul. And as we said about the Cairns Taipans, it's now up to the New Zealand Breakers to make free throws.
Well, the other thing is, too, they're going to have to do a good job of getting the right play to get it in quick. We saw the last time out of a timeout, New Zealand took 5 or 6 seconds to get it in. They need to be able to get it to C.J. Bruton. He's the best clutch free throw shooter for New Zealand.
And you know what, Hammond, do you advance the ball in this situation, or would you keep it underneath out of bounds just to give yourself a little bit more space to inbounds the ball, because this is going to, it seems pretty simple, but in a crisis, the inbounds pass here is very, very critical.
And they do want C.J. Bruton.
Very surprised to see Dylan Bouncer out on the court.
He'll be
No
throwing it in.
Braswell.
He'll have to be throwing it in.
Now they've made a change, as expected.
He's stuck out there.
They foul. They fouled the ball from the floor.
C.J. just has been automatic from the line this year.
This lineup out here, Thomas Abercrombie would probably be my selection. Put the young fella on the free throw line.
Yep.
C.J. loses the balance.
Kurt Penny.
There they go.
Oh.
He's 2 of 4 in his last 4 attempts. And now, if he was nervous before, he's petrified now.
Well, he looked nervous on that, his second set of free throws. That second one, he looked nervous. Even though Kurt Penny, even though he knocked down the first one, just splat.
There is no doubt that he's nervous and he's thinking about his free throws.
He's also thinking about the fact that he's missed 2 out of his last 4. He's thinking about, what if I miss these? They come down and score on us. A lot goes through your head.
And even if he knocks down both of them, it's just a 3-point lead, and we have seen some heroic 3-point shots already. 2 of them. One C.J. Bruton, one Ron Dorsey. That never looked like missing.
Solid.
But in saying that, the last time he went to the line, the first one looked just like that.
I tell you, if you're looking for a fault in his free throw, he's parallel with both feet are on the free throw line. Wow. Kirk Penny goes out of the game, and they bring in Hanare for defense.
I like it.
Do you foul here, Hammer, so they can't even get a 3-pointer off?
Now I'm backing myself. Around the world right now, they will foul.
Ron Dorsey's got to get one up. It looks good.
Fellas, this game was garbage until about a half hour ago. Oh my goodness.
Double overtime on some Ron Dorsey heroics. Look at this. Out of space, never looked like missing. Nothing but cotton. And have a look at the excitement.
Their whole season was on that shot. The time expired whilst the ball was traveling through the air.
22 points, 6 of 9 from the 3-point line, 8 rebounds. Ron Dorsey putting his hand up for game MVP. What a shot.
Well, this is the first double overtime in the history of the grand finals. And wow, in the playoffs, never a double overtime game before, and now we've got ourselves one in game 2 of the grand final. Oh my.
And you never want to second guess yourself as a coach, but I asked the question, Hammer, and in hindsight, they were better off fouling, sending him to the line, and just running down the clock. You're fouling before he even takes that shot. 2 or 3 seconds left. They got to make one, hope to miss one and put it in. It's a lot tougher. So Andre Lamanas, no time for second guessing yourself with a shot like that, and this joint goes absolutely bananas.
Well, you don't get anything more exciting than that.
Steve, we were talking about one of the ugliest, poorest grand final games in the history of sport, and now we've got one of the all-time great ones. Look at Aaron Fern out there, trying to pump his boys up, get them over the line. The referees have gone to the video to check the timing of that last shot just to make sure.
Oh, wouldn't that be a nightmare?
My goodness.
We can't have that. Please.
Have a look at the shot clock. Have a look at the shot, Hammer. There it is. It goes off.
Oh,
Definitely got it off.
Yeah, he got it off.
But not as much as I thought he got it off.
counted. Oh, thank goodness for that.
That would have
been devastation.
I'm not even wearing one of those ugly orange shirts, and that would have broke my heart.
Can you imagine the mood of this stadium if they turned around and said, no, sorry, our mistake, it doesn't count. Wow.
Think about all the clutch shots that have happened. C.J. Brute, Kevin Braswell, and a couple from Ron Dorsey. Wow.
Ron Dorsey's been big all night.
Ibaka, and he got him going to get that thing into overtime. Loughton to Dorsey. Pull-up jump shot. Ron Dorsey misses that one. Loughton on the offensive glass. He loses the handle, and there's Mika Vukona on his, I believe that's his 5th personal foul.
Yep.
Good work by Loughton. Certainly hasn't been one of his shining moments, but in extra time, at the end of the game, he's done well on the glass.
I'm not sure where the foul was.
I think it's just the fact he jumped over him. A bit of anticipation by the rest with the contact there. It looked like he almost got over the top of him, didn't it, Hammer?
Yeah, Alex Loughton.
I think they called the foul on when Loughton lost the ball. They called it before it actually went to the ground. Well, he's worked hard. 13 rebounds for Mika Vukona to go with his 10 points.
Fair replacement, Thomas Abercrombie. He's had a very good game, 15 points on the night himself. Alex Loughton, this is the first.
Well, that's where he's been comfortable all night. Not many other places, but at the foul line, he's been effective. He gets 1 of 2 and gives Cairns the lead for the moment. Double overtime, 74-73. Kirk Penny.
Cairns Taipans have done a fantastic job guarding Kirk Penny tonight.
Abercrombie is fouled by Ron Dorsey.
The reason they've been able to contain Kirk Penny is they've been fearless in their switches, not afraid for Ian Crosswhite to step out and guard Kirk Penny, and then you see the little reach-in foul.
And that was a loose ball that Cairns should have picked up. Abercrombie will take that one. This is the second. Another long C.J. Bruton for 3. Dorsey pulls down a big board. And then he threw a pass. He looked like he wanted to get back.
So that's a 3 you don't mind from C.J. Bruton?
Wide open. He's not going to get too many open looks.
Dillon to Loughton. Mishandle, gets it to Dorsey. Dillon catch and shoot. Boy, he's looked comfortable in some tough situations. And that gives Cairns the 3-point lead.
That quickly can turn. Daniel Dillon shooting jump shots for the Sandringham Sabres last season, and now he's shooting him in the NBL Grand Final.
Averaged over 17 points a game for Sandringham. Great pass as Thomas Abercrombie is fouled. Good foul by Alex Loughton too.
Great foul.
It was.
Abercrombie needs to go up and stuff that.
Well, the only thing that wasn't great about it is his 5th. But he's been very good on the boards and worked tirelessly around the glass. And they go with Aaron Grabeau to replace him.
Very small.
So they'll be, yes, he's about to say that, Steve. Very, very small. I thought that perhaps Dusty Reichart might have been one of the options, or go with Phil Jones for a little bit more offense.
Yeah, well,
they go with Grabeau for the defense.
And Grabeau's a great defender. You look at Loughton, and whilst he's been serviceable, he's 1 for 12 from the field. He's only had 5 rebounds. You would have to think that Grabeau is going to be able to match that.
Abercrombie gets 1 of 2. It's a 2-point game. Grabeau, a tireless worker, great defender. and has shown he can knock down the open jumper. Cross wide on a great pass from Ayinde Ubaka. 4-point game.
That play's been on a lot tonight. We're showing on the on-ball pick and roll, and the slips just of the ability for the dribbler to make that pass.
Penny turning the corner, finds Gary Wilkinson.
They look so much better when they get the ball in Kirk Penny's hand off a simple down pick. Get him moving. Not only can he score, he creates for his teammates.
That's what happens when you don't pick and you don't switch and show on those screens. He gets that curl and he's going to the glass, and great recognition to get it into Gary Wilkinson with a very good pass.
So a couple of good possessions for both of these teams. Ubaka turns the corner and he gives his floater to go. Players stepping up here in overtime number 2. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Braswell for 3. That's off the mark. CJ for 3. That's off the mark. Crosswhite pulls it down. Cairns getting a sniff.
Couple of more wild three-point field goal attempts.
With over 2 minutes to go, they really didn't need to be going at that so early when they executed the time before so well.
Dorsey for 3. That rattles out. Daniel Dillon picks up Abercrombie. New Zealand will slow it down and run their half-court offense. Braswell turns the corner and lays it in.
That's a lot better, and they've had success at that in this second overtime period. You wonder why they don't go to that a little more often, Hammer.
Well,
Ubaka.
The right person's got the ball, Steve. Ubaka needs it.
Ubaka for 3. Bounces straight up and goes over the backboard. 2-point game. Minute and 5 seconds.
Little blood rush there by Ubaka again. Hammer, the time before that, we saw him break it down, get to the glass. I mean, he was 1.5 meters behind the three-point line.
Particularly because he's so good at drawing the fouls and drawing the opposition and getting to the basket. You wonder why he pulled up from 1 meter outside the 3.
Braswell drains it just inside the three-point line. We're all tied up again at 81. Braswell took a bad shot last time down and drains this one. Ubaka gets the switch. Ubaka turns the corner, finds Crosswhite. He's fouled. And it's good. Super dish from Ayinde Ubaka. He finds his teammate Ian Crosswhite and he delivers. We have another look.
Perfect play, great pass. They did their best to try and stop him and foul him and prevent him from getting it, but he's just strong enough and good hands to put it in. And now he's got to sink one from the free throw line.
And that's why you want Ubaka driving to the basket.
Spot on.
Good pass, good finish. Great basketball, playing the percentages.
Crosswhite misses.
2 to tie, 3 to win.
Plenty more drama in this one. Second overtime. 20 seconds to go. Braswell pulls up for 3. That is it. Dillon to Ubaka.
Got to get it over the halfway line.
And fouled by C.J. Bruton. Crowd celebrating, maybe a little too early. 6 seconds to go.
Braswell needed to understand when Daniel Dillon had the ball, he needed to foul immediately with 12 seconds to go.
Timeout on the floor.
I know it's hard to be critical of Braswell because he's come up big time, but CJ Bruton's fouled out. But again, another tough shot. They run that little switch and he's shooting over the 6'11" Ian Crosswhite.
Ayinde Ubaka to try and put this game on ice with 2 free throws and make it a 2-possession game.
I'm astounded that they haven't got Kirk Penny more involved on the offensive end.
Big free throws. He throws it.
This is for the game, Steve. This free throw is for the game.
And you got to think that he's going to make it with the history of loving this situation. Ubaka.
He likes to talk. He's talking to himself. Looks good.
Game, set, and match.
Timeout. There was a timeout before he inbounded the pass. So no time goes off the clock. Good fortune for the New Zealand Breakers. Well done, Andre Lamanis.
6 seconds left here in the double overtime. We'll be back with the finish. All right, we're going to hang in here. 6 seconds to go. 4-point game, 2-possession game. New Zealand up 1 in the series, and Cairns, in front of a sold-out crowd, have themselves in a position to force this thing to game 3.
They shouldn't lose it from here, Steve. New Zealand Breakers have got to draw up a quick play. They need to get this shot up super quick. The clock stops if it goes in the hoop, and then they need to foul once the ball is inbounded, though. You can't foul until the ball's inbounded. Otherwise, it's an unsportsmanlike, and you walk down the other end, it's 2 in possession.
I'm glad you're across all the rules. I got no voice left.
Nor
I would
should you
have
have.
never thought that when we were watching this game. It was
Halfway through the last.
Hey,
It was 33 to 30.
New Zealand Breakers with 12 seconds to go, 4 points up. And you're thinking, well, this is it. Get the trophy out, get the stands out. Steve down there to do your presentations.
I was getting ready for him. I was getting my notes together.
And
Think about all the big shots, though, that we've seen in this one. And Braswell's hit plenty, and he missed that one. But see, Jay Bruton, Ron Dorsey's hit a couple, and Ayinde Ibaka's also been super down the stretch.
Ron Dorsey. Without Ron Dorsey, this game is not existing in overtime. He has been massive.
I tell you what, I give a lot of credit to Ian Crosswhite as well. He's been outstanding.
Kurt Penny. I heard the ball's deflected. We're going to have a chat between Vaughn Mayberry and Scott Butler. Listen to the crowd. It is touched. If it went the other way, they were going to blow the roof off.
Well, they need to reset the clock. That touch didn't take 1 point or 2.2 seconds. There's only 3.8 on the clock. And there was 6 seconds when they're inbounding it.
But they are in Cairns.
Very good.
That's a great 6th man.
They're trying to will their way home. They're giving them all the help they can possibly get.
They don't really need this sort of, I mean, they need an absolute miracle to pull this out. I know we've seen some freakish things in this game.
They need even a bigger miracle if it was 3.8 seconds.
Going to need a very quick trigger. The referees have gone to the video replay to assess how much time went off the clock. Now, whatever they say, unless they can manually input how much it is,
They'll be able to do that.
the score bench is going to be very, very skilled to stop it.
I think they can do that, though, Drewy. Technology.
Well, I hope so. Not every venue has that technology.
Well, there'll be some happy punters going home tonight in Cairns.
And there'll be some sleepless nights for the New Zealand Breakers. I know they're going home, but the Cairns Taipans will go into New Zealand back to Auckland with not a lot of expectation. And they start playing loose, hit some shots.
Cut it out, Drew.
The Breakers tighten up. Anything can happen.
You are kidding yourself. Do you really believe that?
It is possible.
They are going to be watching this game 3 anyway. Do you really believe that Cairns are going to go there on the back of this and win that game?
Here's the replay. They have a chance, Hammer. They have a chance.
Do not change the subject, Drewy.
There it is. Just, I reckon. What would your guess be? There's the little touch. In fact,
God, was
from
that a
angle,
touch?
I'm not even sure he did touch
You
it.
know, the ball didn't even change rotation or anything.
We missed seeing the whole angle there, but it looked a little dicey. Now, I think the rules are they can't review that and go in and say, well, he didn't actually touch it.
No.
They can only review the fact that...
We don't open that can of worms.
No.
The game would take 17 hours to be played.
Well, we've had a fair tilt at it today. Double overtime. It's less than half a second, really, isn't it?
Didn't look like he touched it, did he?
I don't think he did.
Not that I think it's going to make a big difference to this game.
You know, if this was a three-point game, that'd be different. I don't know if you can do that, but boy, you sure would be arguing your point. Hanare to Penny.
Oh, there's one more.
Oh, my.
Contact but no call. The Cairns Taipans have outlasted the New Zealand Breakers in double overtime. The INET NBL Championship Grand Final Series is going to 3 games.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Well, we would have thought it. We would have thought it,
shots.
Steve, but who would have believed?
No one would have believed, as both of these teams struggle to score points throughout this match, that we would have so many clutch baskets down the stretch.
It's not the result of 4 points. I mean, Cairns were favourite to win this game. It's the way it was played and the big shots, as you said, Steve, the way this game went into overtime, went into a second overtime. That was great basketball.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Oh,
no. They're celebrating a little too early.
They have every right to be happy, but you're right, Steve. They might just want to keep a lid on it again. This is not their grand final. They got 1 game to go, and if they're satisfied with this, they're doomed.
Well, the Cairns fans here have plenty to rejoice about. They were huge in getting their team over the line. The Orange Army get it done. 2 overtimes, 85-81. And the natives are getting a little restless here in Cairns as they get a double overtime win over the New Zealand Breakers. They were dismantled in Game 1 in Auckland, but they bounced back in Game 2. Will McCloy has a Yinda Ubaka, one of the heroes, here in Game 2.
And you know, what an amazing finish. You hit 2 pressure free throws and now you go to New Zealand for Game 3. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, Ron saved us tonight. Hit huge shots, and he saved us, man. The free throws are easy, but Ron came with that. I kind of thought it was over by then, and Ron came through, hit the shot. I felt like crying.
You look so happy. There's so much emotion spilled out now. How hard is it going to be to come back and do it all again?
Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. Them on their home floor. I mean, we got blown away last time, but we're not going to get blown away this time, definitely. We're going to fight to the end.
Well, don't worry about that now. Just go and soak it up.
Oh, thank you.
Great point guard for the Cairns Taipans, Yinda Ubaka, getting it done in Game 2. So that means we've got ourselves, boys, a Game 3. The basketball continues here on 1HD. Game 3 of the grand final between the New Zealand Breakers and the Cairns Taipans, the decider. And I guess I got to ask you guys, who is going to be the winner of the NBL competition? I'll go with you first, Drewy.
Well, I think the home court will be too much, but full credit to Cairns Taipans. They were sensational today.
All right, Hammer, what do you think? I mean, New Zealand were awesome in Game 1.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, take your hat off to the Cairns Taipans for even getting here and fighting back tonight. Ron Dorsey, exceptional, but you'd have to say that New Zealand are going to go home and finish the series.
All right, on behalf of Will McCloy running the sidelines for us tonight, the great one, Andrew Gaze, the Hammer, Shane Heel, I'm Steve Carpino. We'll see you for Game 3 in New Zealand.